States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Chris Boozer.
Here.
Dave Eggleton.
Here.
Brian Hulauer. Dave Lauder.
Here.
Chris Mogus.
Here.
Julia Pando. Nathaniel Parker.
Here.
Marty Selker.
Here.
And Gary Scroll.
Here.
Okay, item 4. Consideration to adopt the agenda with amendments. I don't have any amendments to add, any additions. Anybody have any additions, corrections, or deletions to the agenda?
Already gave them. There's a couple name typos that I will correct.
Okay, they said there's some name typos that we will correct as we get to them. Anybody else? All right, so I don't think I need a motion because we didn't change anything, so I'll move forward. Item 5, public comment. Is anyone joining us tonight that would like to offer public comment? If so, please raise your hand. Got 2. Okay, let's go left to right. Mr. Huar, would you come on down? Please state your name and your the township where you live. Into the.
I'm Luke Huar, Mill Creek Township.
A little louder, please.
Luke Huar, Mill Creek Township.
Thank you.
I just wanted to take a minute and address an issue with the baseball and softball programs with the board. I am a parent and I've been a volunteer baseball coach for the last 2 years. I'm not here representing anybody in any official capacity, but I just did want to step up and say a few words. I'll try to make it brief. It's a relevant discussion now in light of the baseball application to the PIAA for the co-op program. And it also came up in reference to Mr. Eggleton's, the young one, not the good-looking one, the funding from the Pirates Foundation, and he'd begun looking into batting cages and some other uses for that. If you'll give me a minute for background, I'll circle back around to the point. 2 years ago when I first started, there was a varsity baseball and a varsity softball program. We practiced in the high school gym. That's kind of the way it's been since the beginning. It's not ideal, but it's sufficient. It met the cause. We added the junior high programs last year. I think there were 27 just on the baseball side. And we were also not able to use the high school gym, and we weren't able to use baseballs in the new auxiliary gym. So we were limited to the elementary gym / cafeteria. And on top of that, we had the logistical challenges of managing the additional teams. It was a challenge, to say the least. Baseball season starts in early March. Games are scheduled in late March. As we're all aware of, not really baseball weather. So trying to be indoors and juggle that is not ideal. The practice situations weren't ideal. If the co-op would happen to be approved, we compound that even further. We're not technically adding another team, but we would be adding a JV program to the baseball side. So presumably more kids, more games on the field. The weather, even when it's sunny out, it's unusual that we can get on the field because it's still wet. So indoors is kind of par for the course for March, a lot of April. So where I'm going with this is the conversation came up about batting cages, which is long overdue and would be a great addition. The reason I am here is I'd like to aim a little bit bigger while this is on the table. What the programs really need is a facility to be able to practice indoors with the additional teams, put the batting cages inside, ideally have pitching machines. Right now we have one baseball coach who has to throw thousands of pitches to our team to try to simulate practices. So that would be something like a steel building, essentially an enclosed batting cage, where we put those facilities inside and are able to use it as a practice facility and a warm-up facility. Of course, if we're able to multi-purpose that building for any other of the school needs or athletic program needs, that would be great. I realize this isn't the time, given the state budget situation, to be asking for money. It's more important to keep the lights on, certainly. But I did want to make the school board aware of the situation. My ideal solution would be a steel building, call it 80 by 40 with 16-foot ceilings. With some rough research, I think you could do that with turf, concrete floors, pitching machines for under $100,000. If we had the school on board for, and again, this is just me mostly speaking off the cuff, if the school was able to chip in $25,000, if we could go to the Clarion board for $25,000, if we had grant funding from Mr. Eggleton's, with a few conversations, I know of $10,000 to $15,000 in private money. I think we could easily raise $20,000 to $30,000 privately and make that project happen. So what I'm really after at this point is making the school board aware, not asking for funding at this point, but just would like it to be considered. If it's not available in the current budget, if it was up for consideration in 26, 27, I think we could also plan for it that way. But did want to start with the school board and see if there was any support or discussion that we could have in that area. Thank you.
Just a question for you. Your $100,000 rough estimate, is that prevailing wages or is that just private party cost?
That would probably be through the foundation with a lot of donations and going through for local bids and things.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
likely not prevailing wages.
I didn't know you were going to talk, of course, but I've done some research on that issue in the past, and I don't think the foundation would give you a way to get around prevailing wage. I think anything we do on school property, we'd have to plan to comply with prevailing wage and the bidding and all that. So, I mean, I'm just saying that so when you're getting ideas together, and I encourage you to develop it further and then talk to administration, and I'm sure they're interested in hearing what you have to say, because we're always interested in ways to offer more programs or a more meaningful program to the kids.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I believe you wanted to talk.
Good evening.
Please state your name and township.
Bill Hollabaugh, Strattonville.
Thank you.
Just a couple questions here out of the air. I was on the board at one point many moons ago, along with Mr. Eggleton there. I don't know if anybody else up there was still here, but at that point in time, we were in discussion with Clarion area about merging districts. Since that time, there's been many sporting teams that have merged, and other, I believe the bands and cheerleading squads, etc. With our declining enrollment, projected increased declining enrollment, and their declining enrollment, has there been any discussion from this board with anybody or internally about possibly trying to merge the districts?
Is that your only question, or
Well, that's the first question.
Okay, go ahead and give me all your questions, then we'll get you an
Well,
answer.
how do I can't give you all my questions if I don't know the answer to this one.
All right, I'll play along for a little bit. There was a, correct me if I'm wrong if I use the wrong words, I believe there was an inquiry to the state as to what would it look like, what would that road look like as far as how do you explore it, how do you know what the costs are, how do you know what the effects are on the taxpayers, the students, the teachers, et cetera. And my understanding is, in general, we got a response back that there's really little to no guidance from the state, and we'd have to do it all ourselves.
Which is understandable because the state can't even pass a budget.
True. But I think from a funding standpoint, though, it becomes challenging if the state's not going to put any funding behind it. I mean, just me as one of the board members, I'm having trouble seeing how it would go if the state's not going to put some money behind it.
Well, I was thinking we have four good buildings between the two districts. Take like K through 2 in one of the elementaries, 3, 4, and 5 in another one, 6, 7, 8 for middle school, 9 through 12 in one of the other schools to begin with, to get things going here, and then down the road, if we, when time comes, if they want to build new buildings and consolidate everything together in one campus or whatever, but I feel that there's a lot of classes, maybe not a lot, but I feel there's classes that neither school on their own can offer the students because of the size of the enrollment. And if you combine the two together, you're still not going to have what either district had in their heyday. Probably right around 1,000, maybe 1,200 is what you'd have between the two, if my memory serves me. I've looked at these figures for a while. I just think we could save a lot of money. Yeah, it's going to be a little cost to begin with, but I think going down the road, we could save a lot of money. We could do away with, and you guys don't hear this probably, we could do away with one administration, one superintendent, and some other people, and keep all the teachers because you're going to need them. And the main thing, you could offer classes to some of the students that need specialized classes for college or trade school or whatever.
Right. As far as the classes go, that is something we're working on as we speak. Mr. Louder has been in our administration has been in meetings to discuss what we can do. We agree with that, specifically like AP courses that typically don't have high numbers, and it's a challenge to offer it. We're trying to get so we can work with other schools in our region to be able to offer those courses. I don't think we would need a school consolidation to get there, but we're already working on that. And as far as your comment on the money, I think that was the whole point in the beginning, was how do you quantify it? If we can't quantify what it would cost, how much we would save, it's hard to have the public or us board members make a knowing, informed decision on that. And that's what we were initially trying to look at.
What about having CO and Clarion go together and have a feasibility study done?
I think there's been 3 so far, if I recall correctly. Back when you were on the board, perhaps there was multiple studies done already. My understanding of those studies are they say it wasn't feasible then, and I don't know about doing it now. I don't know. Was there a cost estimate on that? Does anyone know?
No, but they also said there's very few that have ever successful.
Mr. Weibel indicates that the state indicated there's very, very few of those consolidations that are ever successful. But other than that, they didn't offer us a number. But we're looking at an issue where it's, every dollar we're looking at very closely, and if it's going to cost us I'm making up numbers, if it's going to cost $50,000 to have somebody tell us whether or not we can do it, that's a lot of money in my view, and I don't want to just willy-nilly spend it without, having some idea of what the likelihood is of going forward.
What are your projections for enrollment for the district over the next 10 years?
10 years, I don't know that we have that. We have to go off of what kindergarten enrollment is, that's in the summer, and then that allows us to forecast going forward. Typically, our numbers are trending down. I don't disagree with you, but as far as exact numbers, I don't believe we have that.
We do have birth rates for the latest birth rates. We are going to be dropping in numbers. I get on in September and look at the birth rate, and in 5 years from now, we're going to be fluctuating between 40 to low 50s in kindergarten. The whole county is going to be dropping at least 5 to 8% in student population. That we're going to maybe be under 300 students graduating in the entire county in 5 years. We are in trouble. That you have some good questions, and I think there could be a lot of resistance looking at past history from the constituents. I think the best thing we could maybe talk about with all the 7 school districts is maybe a county-wide school system with multiple high schools. That's something we need to look at, but we are definitely shrinking. All Western Pennsylvania's, so we're not the only ones.
No, everybody is. And one of the things that we discussed when I was on the board back, what was that, Dave, 12, 15 years ago? Yeah. Was why don't we be proactive and get a merger set up, or consolidation, whatever you want to call it, to our specifications as much as possible, rather than wait until the state comes in and says, hey, you guys gotta merge half of your district with Brookville, or a third of it with Brookville, a third of it with Clarion, and a third with Red Bank, and you're done, you're gone, there is no more CL. That's not what any of us want. We want to still keep somewhat of an identity, but be able to offer things that we can't offer at this point in time. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Bill,
Yes.
one thing, right now, like Nathaniel said, we are trying to consolidate where we can offer more classes. Like our student-run manufacturing, they're working on it right now where Clarion can send kids out, and they have the, what program was it, guys?
Robotics.
The robotics and something else that we're sending in, and they are working on the upper classes where, you know, we always said when you were on the board, you know, we got 2 kids interested, how do we pay a teacher for, you know, so they're working on that, and they were looking for ways to, whether we would take the kids over there, whether we do it online and they would teach, you know, with some way of doing it that way. The other thing that the taxpayers and the district should be more worried about is Reinhardt Village.
Yeah, that's gonna be a disaster.
And that's one of my biggest concerns right now. I mean, if the university continues to shrink, what happens with Reinhardt?
What happens with the whole university? You can't keep all those buildings open.
Well, what do they turn into? HUD housing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're gonna have an overflow of students. And that's gonna be a real tragedy for the district. So one of my main concerns, board member right now, is Reinhardt Village.
Well, I just wanted to get that out there, and one district for the whole county would be an excellent idea. I believe Armstrong does that, if I'm not mistaken.
Warren does.
Warren does. That would be an excellent thing to do to start with. I mean, you can pull all those districts together and get discounts on purchasings and, you know, administration and all that, and that would be a good start too. But I think the day's going to come when the state's going to walk in here and say, you know, this is what's going to be done. You know, we could lose the whole shooting match, and I don't think that's what we want.
Appreciate you coming and talking.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's public comment. Item 6, committee reports, rear review IU.
It was, I went.
Could you use that microphone over there, please?
I went, but they did not have a quorum. So we sat and waited, and it still didn't end up a quorum, so we didn't have the meeting. And tonight's the meeting for this month, and I'm here, so.
Maybe they'll have a quorum, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
Okay, thank you. B, Clarion Career Center.
The last month we had a really short meeting, and there was nothing really major to bring forward, but we did have, since our meeting, our director of the Career Center has resigned, and so we will be looking for an interim and also a permanent director down the road. So Tracy had resigned. She'll be done the first week of November. So.
Also, finish the roof.
Oh, the roof is finished, so, which is a good thing.
Okay. You need to have a roof.
It's important.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Gary, keep that with legislative.
Legislative stuff, really not a lot has happened in Harrisburg. The Senate did pass another budget yesterday for $47.9 billion, but there's $3 billion difference from the legislative branch of our government, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any agreement. So we are definitely going to have to start thinking about some things if we don't get this budget settled. I read today, I saw Titusville, I guess, is going to be in debt by $10 million in December. Other school districts, over the last week, I've gone on to major newspapers, Erie, Scranton, York, and a lot of schools are looking into even moratorium of sports, cutting out trips and stuff. They said we only can fund what is necessary to keep our schools going until this budget passed. Now, I did speak to our state legislator and our senator and told him this is very frustrating, and plus it's unconstitutional. You guys need to get your act together. They've only been in session 35 times since February 4th. 35 times, and it's really a mess. And So that's all I have. Nothing else has really happened.
Okay. Thank you for the update. Item D, curriculum. Mr. Louder.
You should have received through email the PCO curriculum maps. The teachers and admin have worked on. They looked fantastic. If you had any questions, I hope you've presented it to either admin or, well, the board or admin. We're looking to put those on the next board meeting for approval. So again, if you have any questions before then, please get those to Brian and Davey and Rob and John as soon as possible.
Did you send that there?
I sent
It was sent
Brian.
Yep.
Brian sent it.
October 14th. They should have been sent soon after that, right, Brian?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Actually, October 14th, right? Okay.
I got you.
That's it for me.
Thank you for the update. CLAEA representative, Mrs. Shook.
Good evening.
Evening.
Thanks for welcoming us. Some members have shared some information with me, starting with 3rd grade. They're currently attending the YMCA swimming lessons. They're every Monday. They started October 6th. Will end Monday, November 17th. The students are learning to swim and having an amazing time. Kindergarten partnered with Mr. Oaks' shop class to learn about the apple cider making process. They got to experience it step by step and taste the fresh pressed apple cider at the end. This concluded kindergarten's unit on apples. Mrs. Simpson and Mrs. Priest have been working together to provide digital citizenship lessons during the month of October for students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Students have been learning with Mrs. Simpson about ways to stay safe online and are also receiving social emotional lessons with their teachers about positive, healthy use of social media. Resources have also been provided for parents through Mrs. Priest's weekly digital newsletter to help spark conversations between parents and students about safe and appropriate use of the internet. Our goal is to help educate students on how to stay safe in an ever-evolving digital world. The Middle School Student Council sponsored Pajamin Day for kids with cancer on September 26th. They raised over $250 to donate to the American Childhood Cancer Organization. High School Student Council is selling bracelets to raise funds to donate to the Clarion Cancer Center in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And finally, the elementary staff is preparing for Tuesday's open house, along with lots of other activities. We look forward to it and hope you can stop by. Thanks.
Thank you. Item F, building. Mr. Boozer.
Yeah, just a couple quick items. Item 1, the generator project is still on track to be installed first part of November. So here in a few weeks, hopefully we'll have that in completed. And the second item is there's some information been circulating out in the community that we're going to build a new high school building to the tune of multiple millions of dollars, and that is completely false. I just wanted to clear the air on that for some things that are circulating, and that is 2 items to update. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Cafeteria representative, do we? No? She's not behind it. Okay, no cafeteria today. Okay, item Roman numeral 7, admin reports. Start with business manager. Angela.
Okay, I have just a few items to discuss with you. Our first one is that we obtained a contract with UGI Energy Services as of the 16th. We locked it in a 30-month contract to begin November and then extend through June of 2028. So that'll end on like the fiscal year, and so it'll be like easier for tracking purposes and for budgeting and so on. We've extended this with Bill Dieter. He's been our supplier for many years here. He's an excellent individual. He's local, and I'll tell you what, as soon as you call him, he picks up like that. He was actually got us like our cheapest rate at 3.812 decatherms. I believe that's also in the packet. We also put it out with Jim Baldoff. He was a broker. He provided us with a quote with WGL Energy at 4.62 decatherms, so that was significantly higher. And then we also quoted it out with Dawn and Brad Wookich. They're another broker. and they provided us with a quote with energy at 3.95 for decatherms. And then we also are working on quoting out our electricity. That contract we currently have with Dynegy Energy, and it's going to expire at the end of November. We're hoping to have that new contract here within 2 weeks. We're currently at 0.05069 kilowatt hours. A new rate will be actually probably higher, significantly higher, likely around 0.074. This is due to the work that needs to be done on the current electricity grid. There's really no way of getting around that. We are obtaining quotes from brokers and suppliers to lock in the lowest rate, and we're also going to be seeking a 30-month contract to begin in December. That would expire at the end of the fiscal year of June of 2028. And I'll hope to have those numbers for you at our next meeting. And then the last item is our current audit with Missy Kemmer Doherty with Brooks and Rhodes, with Rhodes and Associates now. We completed last year's financial information a few weeks ago and provided it to her. And I hope to be able to report back on the audit results at next month's meeting. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Vern also.
Go ahead, Vern.
Any questions for Angela on those items? Then I'll just follow up with the line of credit or TRAN that we are pursuing right now. And you heard from Gary saying that a lot of schools are in trouble cash flow wise. We're looking at that roughly we have enough funds to pay bills. December 1st to December 15th is when we'll be out. We're negotiating terms right now with local banks. Unfortunately, those banks are not beating down our doors to lend us money. So that means that interest rates may not be very favorable for us. And we'll look at whatever the best rate we can get with the lowest upfront fees. And we'll look for trying to get a formal document for you in your hands as soon as possible, but looking for that formal acceptance at the November meeting. And also we're looking right now to secure a $5 million line of credit to draw down beginning in December until this budget's rectified. Any questions on that?
I want to add something. I was with our state treasurer, Stacy McGarity, last Thursday night and spoke with her, and she addressed it then to the whole group that she is trying to get the interest covered by the state, but the one party in the state legislature won't pass that. It has to be passed, but they're trying to cover municipalities and school districts by covering the interest rate. So we'll have to wait to see, but it's held up also in the state legislature.
They did that probably 15 years ago, and they did share with us about a dime on a dollar of what it cost us. So I hope they do something, and I hope they do a lot more than they did back in the old days. Pardon?
She said they need to just pass the budget.
Yeah.
They don't have any consequences, or they don't, of course. We have our taxpayers have the consequence. Okay. We're all good with Vern? Yep. Good. All right. Superintendent admin, Davey.
Yeah, today our 8th graders got to go to the planetarium at the university. They had a great trip. From there, they walked to the ALF festivities. We took packed lunches as well for any students who wanted to eat a packed lunch. Some of them ate packed lunch, got a snack. Some of them bought food up there, and were just able to enjoy as much as possible in the half rain, 45-degree weather. They wanted to keep staying. Lots of teachers wanted to leave, so we left about a half hour earlier than planned. But it was nice to get them out of the building and let them experience the planetarium, which is awesome. If you haven't seen it before, it's a great experience. The kids had a lot of great stuff to say about it.
Bless you.
We have a lot going on this week. Tomorrow, both buildings are going to be busy. We have a volleyball playoff game here against Clarion, And we have our harvest party at the elementary for grades 4 and 5. On Saturday, our cross-country team is going to districts. Our girls cross-country team have already won the KSAC championship, so they're looking to go win a district championship hopefully this Saturday. So good luck to both boys and girls cross-country. I know that Christy included the Keystone scores into your packet. I think I talked to you about this at the last board meeting, but I just wanted to give you a handout to show how fantastic our teachers did this last year. Out of the 18 schools in the IU, we ranked 3rd in the algebra Keystone exams. We ranked 1st in the Keystone biology, and we were 4th in the Keystone literature. So we're near the top in all 3 of the Keystone exams this past year. So we're very proud of the job our teachers did at getting the students ready and the effort they put forth on the test. So I just want to thank them and give them a shout out. Also, one last thing, I know we mentioned open house next week. Our 6th graders are going to be doing a fundraiser at the open house. So we're doing the trunk or treat, the open house. You'll see them selling pumpkins that we grew in our garden behind the greenhouse. You'll see them doing barrel rides, as well as selling hot apple cider as well. So, and hot chocolate, I believe, too. So if you get a chance, go over see the 6th graders. If you haven't got your pumpkins yet, go buy a pumpkin. It's all going to be by donation. So we hope that they earn lots of money to go towards their 6th grade field trip to Kennywood.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Quinn.
All right, last week, Mrs. Rawson and I went up to North Clarion to meet with their special education department. We wanted to get together with them and go over the upcoming audit that we're going through right now. And North Clarion went through their audit last year, and they came out of it with a flawless score. So we wanted to get together with them. While we were there, they recommended, their admin team recommended that we use their person who they hired to do their audit. You're going to see an agenda item on the last page. We would be looking to utilize her for 5 to 8 days at the rate that's noted in there for $350 a day. She would offer us a vast amount of experience. She is actually on the auditing team. She's conducted over 20 audits of other school districts. She has compiled 4 audits for other school districts so far. So I'm very excited about having her come down here and join us. And I am very appreciative of North Clarion for getting together with us and recommending her. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Webb.
As Davey noted, the weather's starting to turn cold, and that makes us start to be concerned about ice and snow and waking up early to see what's going on with that. And that's a tough time of year. We had the school board approve 24-25 FIDS days, which I know are not popular after COVID. We also have 3 snow days in our calendar. What I would like to do is utilize the 3 snow days first if we have inclement weather. And then if we get past that, if the winter's bad, which I heard the winter's going to be easy, and then I heard it's going to be terribly snowy, and then I try to pay attention to where the bees' nests are growing, I think. That's what they say, how high are the bees' nests, those things. But you don't know, and it's ice that really gets us. So my point to you guys is we have 3 built-in snow days, and I would intend to use those. If we get past that, I would like to look at using potentially a FIDS day or 2 again to try to keep graduation close to where we would be at the end of the school year now. I don't believe that we've had more than 3. I think we used 3 FIDS days last year. But I don't remember us having more than that amount of days since I've been here of inclement weather that kept us home from school. So I just wanted to bring that up now for you guys to hear, for discussion, for some guidance.
Anybody have any comments on that? Again, we've already approved it, so it's not something to be approved, but if somebody has strong feelings on it, I know Mr. Huar's not here, but I'll say what he would say. He hates FIDS days, so I've said that for him. But that being said, I personally agree with what you're saying, that I don't think the kids would really want to go into June if we could avoid it. So I think we'd rather have a Fitz Day than do that, and keeping graduation the where it is. That's my thought. Anybody else want to weigh in?
I think that's reasonable.
Thank you, Ron.
Sorry. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable approach or ask.
Anybody else? Okay.
All right, one other thing, I heard Rhonda mention this. We've been trying to communicate more to get out the community to here's the great things going on in school. You know, we're very proud of our guidance counselors. Mrs. Priest at the elementary school is doing an amazing job. She started doing newsletters she sends out to everybody, and I think she calls it the Counselor Corner. Jordan Johnston, our Dean of Students, is doing an amazing job. He does his Roar Report. The principals are doing a podcast. They call it the Principals Podcast. I think the name could use a little, but it's catchy. They like it. We're talking about, we've been doing a executive leadership team meeting every 2 weeks. We want to start to put that out, the minutes from that, so that the public can see that through our website with a link. And hopefully that generates discussion, or, you know, some questions or some things that the public or the community would like to see us work on as well. So I just wanted to say that because I think these people are doing a wonderful job, our staff in general, but especially with the communication this year, I think that they're doing a great job. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. On to item 8A, consideration to adopt the September 17, 25 regular meeting minutes as presented. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on the minutes? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? And just remember when I'm going through these, if you don't say no, you're saying yes. So quiet equals yes, just so we're clear. Item 9, financial reports. Item A, review and approval of the September 2025 Treasurer's Report. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on the Treasurer's Report?
I have some, because I was looking at this today, well, I looked at it yesterday too. And it has to do with the report and then, of course, the approved billing. And because those dates don't match, it's hard to see how, because the bills are through October 23rd, and this is only through September, so we don't have a how these bills will impact our budget look at for, so I don't know if there's a way of somehow matching some of this stuff up or giving us a draft report of how the bills will impact the October's budget numbers. So
what do you mean by October budget
well,
numbers?
okay, so we only have through September 30th, the Treasury report. But we're being asked to approve bills through October 23rd. And to be fair, I have some questions about the bills. They probably were already paid, and maybe we're just, giving a handshake on them. We really aren't saying no to them, okay, or because they're already been paid. But it makes it hard to look at where are we projecting out when our treasury report isn't matching the dates on the bills to be paid, which are probably already paid because some of them looks like they were October, September. I imagine when we got the uniforms, we paid the bill, or no?
No, probably not. As per board policy, there are items that we can pay, and we're instructed to pay periodically whenever that bill's due. Busing by the 10th of the month. Of course, payrolls every 2 weeks, any bills associated with that. We try to hold any bill that we can till you approve them tonight that isn't on that list of what must be done earlier.
And so that even makes it more convoluted when we're looking at a treasury report, because we don't know which ones of these were already paid and are included in this report versus the ones that haven't been paid or weren't paid until October, but we only have a treasury report through the end of September. So when I'm trying to track the dollars, the money, it's really hard to know, okay, so when we did a withdrawal of $4 million out of the main checking at top tier, how many of this bill was paid for? I mean, I can try to go down, probably remove money over to the farmer's payroll checking of $2,819,000 something, and some of this, but it's really hard to know, okay, how much of this bill got paid that we're looking at to approve.
So, Julia, we don't tell you necessarily how much has been paid out of that total bill list. However, it's possible we can do that if that's beneficial for you each month.
Well, I think when we're running into this budget issue, and we're going to be taking a line of credit of $5 million, we're trying to get one approved, and we're looking at running out of money as December 1st or the 15th. And we're also considering holding back payment on PSERS, that I think we need to have at least I feel like I need to have a tighter or a better knowledge of what's gotten out, what's not gotten out, because I can't see where the final bill for the roof was included yet, or was it?
It would be down under capital reserve. That second section.
Was that the 68,000?
I'm going to guess that's what it is, that we took 68 out of the bond line and moved into the checking account and then paid that. Let me look at the bill list here quick.
I don't see that, so that wouldn't be in the bills to be approved.
It could be.
I can't find that much money at one lump sum.
Vern, I have a question. So, am I understanding correctly that the treasurer's reports are on a calendar basis, they're monthly?
Yeah, I mean, trying to dovetail those two things together here are difficult,
Right.
That's right, because this is always a month-end schedule of the activity that occurred during that month.
And the bill list is to try to bring us up to date with everything that you know about through today, basically. And so it's
Correct.
not going to mirror, it's not supposed to mirror, because if you cut it off at the end of the last month, then there's 20-some days worth of bills that you're not going to tell us about. And so you're trying to bring us the information up to date so we have it. So like Julie is asking that she can see what we're paying, but I don't think they're not intended to mirror each other.
Well, that may be true, Nathaniel, but is your way on this report to say what ones actually have gone out and been paid versus, so we can see what's going to be coming out of next month's treasury, because we are looking at being out of money in December 1st or the 15th. It would be,
Well, what we
I think
do.
the public needs to know,
Well, so let me say this then. This treasurer's report is of itself one report that tells the board what we have in cash and investments. So that's a very important document in itself. So what you're looking for is probably the projection spreadsheet that we are keeping track of now on a daily basis, which is telling us here's our projected funding, and which is going to end on December 11th or whatever, based on our projected payrolls, our projected board bills, et cetera, et cetera. So we have a spreadsheet that we track that I put together probably a month or a month and a half ago that Angela continues to update with the actuals that we get over top of the projections. So that we're sure glad to share with you if you want to see where that is. And that's probably what you're looking for now. But know that, once again, it's a projection and we don't know to the dollar. We have taken advantage of a couple mechanisms to help with that cash flow. One of them is to have the state pay our bond payment, and then another one's tonight, not paying that Peasers.
And we've already gotten pretty much all the property tax money corrected to.
Well, taxes will come in every month. People have till December 31st to pay their taxes, which are due on January 15th. The other 5 months of the year, they're due on the 10th. So we still have some to come in. The bulk of it comes in the middle of September. But we'll still have tax money coming in throughout.
Do we know how much of that is still left out there to
We projected that in that spreadsheet.
Okay, in that spreadsheet.
Yep. I mean, everything that we could project out, whether it's money coming in or money going out, is in that one spreadsheet. And there's certainly nothing we are guarding there that it can be shared.
I'd appreciate it.
Okay?
Okay, anybody else on treasurer's report? I think I have a motion in a second, don't I? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item B, review and approval of the September contingency fund report. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on the contingency fund report? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item C, review and approval of the September 2025 food service operating statement. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on the food service operating statement for September? Okay, Julie,
I
go
also have
ahead.
questions. Okay, on this, with our budget issue and no budget from the state, are they still getting their money coming in through their sources?
Those are taxes on us
Oh,
primarily, right? And
Okay.
I'm still paying my sales and use tax and everything else to the state. So, and Gary mentioned it earlier, I think that they have all that money sitting in their coffers. They're collecting the interest on it, and hopefully they're going to reimburse us that after it's all said and done.
yeah.
Because we not only will have interest expense from our line of credit that we have to take out, but we're also going to have a loss of interest on the money we would have had in the bank that we don't now. So, it's going to be a double whammy.
Okay, anybody else? Cafeteria or food service? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item D, review and approval of the September General Fund, Capital Projects Fund, Cafeteria Fund, Activity Fund, and Scholarship Fund bill schedules as presented. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on those reports? I'm sure you got something, Julia.
I probably do.
With the microphone, please.
I'm gonna step out into the quicksand.
Go ahead.
Okay. So there's some, with the voids, it has to do with the voids too,
With the what?
but we're showing under the cross-country booster, 150 to pay out, but under the void, what do we show? 300.
What's the question again?
Well, it's like not the same amount of money. And then Ace Hardware, we're showing a void for 320.38. And over here, we're showing that we are approving a bill for 320 and 38 cents.
What are the two reports here?
Okay,
The bill
one's
list?
void, and it kind of get, general fund void.
Okay,
Okay, they're voids under the,
I see that.
under the top tier checking. But for the cross-country, we're showing on a payment 150, but under the void, we're showing a 300. And then under Ace, Fix-It Hardware, we're showing a payment of 320.38, and then we're showing a void of 320.38. Can you explain why
Why we voided?
well, didn't we buy the hand trucks and the zip ties?
Well, we can void for any number of reasons. Check gets lost in the mail.
Okay.
That that the vendor never got it. Maybe whatever reason it's destroyed, or it can't be cashed by the vendor, and then we reissue. Do you know what happened with the Ace?
I know what happened with the cross country.
Okay.
There was an issue where it was a miscommunication where it was basically they only needed one bus, so they actually put two. Let me start over. The cross country issue was whenever it was relayed to our AP, it made it sound like there was two buses when it in fact only was one.
Okay.
So that was voided and then
A reissue of
reissue
the
for
correct
that.
amount. And the other one,
And then as far as the ACE, sometimes whenever there's a PO, the amounts on the PO don't reflect the actual cost of it. So if there is a change in the cost, then the check is voided and a new PO is issued and the new check is
but this one was the exact same amount. That's,
Oh, exactly.
yeah. I mean, that gives me enough information to understand why we're seeing.
But sometimes, yeah, issues like that do occur, and so we do have to void a check and then reissue for something like that.
I had to reissue two at my office last week because the mail ate it. They sent me fragments of the check and said, you got to reissue. So, it happens. Anything
Okay.
else?
Yes, under page 4 of 7, why are we paying someone $14.40 for bank statement reconciliations when we have you and Vern, Angela, should be managing that? I would think, but tell me.
We certainly had a lot of information to fix for the last year, and that was one person that helped me to get all the bank recs done up to current. Yeah, she's helped us a couple of times since last spring when Robert left, and just gave us that help that we needed.
So hopefully we have that up to date, so we're not requiring more of this kind of charges. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, my other question is, I saw that we had a cyber school charge of $5,290.52. That was actually from last year. Are we still paying besides this one, are we still paying last year expenditures? That's getting put into this budget year?
Yes, we are paying last year's expenditures, and they're accrued in last year, not into this year.
Okay, so that $5,290 is actually coming out of last year's budget money.
Correct. Yeah. Now, we're compelled to pay last year's cyber, unlike this year's cyber. So that's why that bill's getting processed now.
Okay, I think that was all my questions.
Okay, anybody else on item D? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item 10, personnel. A, consideration to approve the following supplemental contracts for the 25-26 school year as presented. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item A? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Christy, you're going to tell me when you want to change the spelling?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just keep going until you tell me. Okay. Item B, consideration to hire the following substitutes for the 25-26 school year pending receipt of all required legal documentation. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion, thank you. Do I have a second?
Yes, second.
Second, thank you.
I think that might be misspelled, but I'm not sure. Linda, did you say?
Yeah.
The second one down, Linda Sawyers, Sawyers.
That's what I would say. I don't know if the name that's spelled that way.
Sawyers or Swire?
Swires.
Swires, the way it is?
I just copied this.
Oh, well then I maybe it's the one. I do.
Let's just leave it the way it is, and if it's, we need to go back and amend it, we'll do that. But
I'll find out for sure.
I mean, if you knew her, Julie, I would say let's change it. But if it's just a guess, let's just leave it because I'm assuming that was reported or somehow was provided. All right. Did I get a motion in a second?
Motion a second.
Okay. Anybody else on B? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item C, consideration to approve the following volunteers for the 25-26 school year pending receipt of all required legal documentation. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item C? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed.
I missed an R in Chris's name.
Okay. Item D, we're going to, if it's okay with everybody, we're going to add an R to Mr. Boozer's first name to make it Chris. Any, and Justin Oaks? Isn't that OCH?
Yeah, I see. So I thought you would.
All right, those two, anybody have any issue with those two being modified to be accurate? Any other changes to the name? Did I get a motion in a second? Get confused here. Do I have a motion in a second for, or do I have a motion to approve item D with the spelling modifications?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item D? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions besides me? I'm abstaining. Motion passed. Mr. Boozer is abstaining, and I am abstaining. I believe we still haven't passed.
Might be a technicality since it was a misspelling.
Yeah, whoever this KISS guy is, I guess, he got approved. Okay. All right, D's passed. Moving on to new business. Item A, consideration to approve the 25-26 faculty handbook as presented. Do I have a motion to approve?
I guess you can. Can
Why don't I
I
get
say
a
something
motion?
first?
Why don't I get a motion in a second,
Okay.
then we'll open it up for discussion. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, thank you. Julia, go.
Because we got this late, I could not get through this and all of that, so I would like to push it till next month so that I have an opportunity to read it, so I feel like I can approve it in full knowledge.
There was only one change, but we could talk about that, but
Okay, where's the change? Because
There's a separate sheet that should be in there that tells you what the
one
change
page.
We got this Monday, like every other board agenda, right?
Well, we were supposed to get them last week, this stuff, which we pushed the meeting a week back, and
But
so
we always get it
did
on
to
Monday
and
before the
then-
board meeting Wednesday.
We were supposed to get it Friday. If I had the weekend to read it, I would have.
That would be, I'll take responsibility for that. I was out of town last week, so I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. Let's see, so this sheet of paper, everybody has this? This is a sheet of paper, Julie. It's actually half of a piece of paper. There was additional language that says about student teachers. I believe that the old language was, and correct me if I'm wrong, was limiting it to having only one student teacher. A teacher could only have one student teacher, and the language has been modified to allow multiple student teachers.
So that additional paperwork about student teachers was it, right?
It's one line.
This was approved last year. Carl Beard's office sent this to us. They made all the changes that they believe that we need to do to be up to speed. And so it was approved last year. That's the only addition. And they, we want just to make sure each year we approve it. We will have it on next year in May or June. This is just 1 year from when we had it done. And it's not that, we want teachers to have, 3 student teachers a year, but there are times where a veteran teacher may need to have more than one, especially working with Clarion University. Rob Sintobin and I had a great meeting, and they're trying a new model where student teachers would be here, a longer period. So,
Do you have any issue with proceeding with this now, Julia?
I'll go.
Okay. Any other discussion from board members on item A? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no.
I'll abstain.
Any abstentions? You want to abstain? You're going to have to fill out a form and say why, just so you know.
That's fine.
Okay.
I didn't read it.
Okay. Item B, consideration to direct the administration to not pay the district portion of employer retirement PSERS until the budget is approved by the Commonwealth of PA. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion, do I have a second? Anybody want to second it? Or should we pay PSERS even though there's no budget?
Second.
Oh, okay. We got a motion and a second. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item B?
Can we get what's the amount of money again for this if we don't pay it?
The percentage.
I don't know
right?
the exact dollar amount, but it's roughly $200,000. Our total PSERS payment is $600,000. And this would be the district portion only, which is 1/3.
Okay, and then is the other portion being paid by?
No.
No. So it would be a $600,000 impact to our staff. And do we know do we have any idea how that would impact? Or would we be paying that if we got the line of credit approved and how much does that change our date to basically we don't have money to pay bills?
There would be no impact to the staff. This is funding PSERS, which could impact the future if PSERS received $1 million less this year, or that were received money later than they should have, and they've sacrificed $1 million worth of interest on that money. The impact could be that our future employer contributions might go up a tad, but that won't affect the back end of any retirees or employees at this point. Your second question was how would that impact cash flow? And this $200,000, if you instruct us to pay that, that would roughly give us about 2 weeks or 1 payroll. So, that would change our December 1st and December 15th to be late November or early December.
I just think the public needs to understand that those dynamics when we make this decision. Okay, that's it.
Is there other school districts doing this, Vern?
Not in Clarion County.
Didn't the IU just do this?
Yes, Riverview did that both
I can't
September.
hear you.
Riverview voted, the board voted to defer September's and December's. So they did it before we decided to even consider it.
We talked about this at the last board meeting we had too, and we indicated that we'd be putting this on here after we heard about the IU doing it.
And that was to avoid, because they would not be out of money until January, when they would be having difficulties, starting to have difficulties. So it was to avoid trying to do a line of credit with the increased interest over what they might, if it was sitting in a bank, so.
But it's no effect to our employees. Okay.
Anybody else on item B? Barry, you want
You
to?
know, Dave, they did say that we may be subject to a penalty if we don't pay it. So I assume that that penalty will be less than what it will cost us in interest expense if we have to go out and, you know, pay that money through the line of credit or be a wash. And it's also an item that if anybody thinks the state budget will be passed before the end of the year, that what Julia just said there is we will have, this is a quarterly payment, so this will come up again the middle of December to have to decide whether we're going to hold out on it again or not.
Vern, I have a question. Did you say there's a remedy for the staff to get the interest that they'd lose?
Not
I don't think
on
the
the
staff
staff.
loses the interest.
There's nothing that affects the back end or what employees or retirees get. It would affect the amount that would be billed back to the employers in total if Peasers achieved less earnings this year than they had projected. So Peasers, if
this isn't paid for 6 months, the people that are getting it going forward, what happens like for this month that they would be paid for?
The pension plan is a defined plan that the employees receive a defined amount. The funding that comes in from the front end, from the state and from the school districts to fund those payments are projected out over the next 25 years of what the employers will have to contribute throughout those years in a percentage rate. And they have projected out what those revenues will be each year. And if this year that revenue is significantly less, then that may increase the employer rate in future years. You know, and one of those main items that their actuarial people estimate is the investment income that they make, and I think they usually have somewhere between a 7 to 8% return on investment, and they've been achieving better than that lately. So actually, they're banking a little bit. But if this budget continues to go on, they're definitely taking a hit because they're not only receiving not receiving our 1/3, they're not getting the state's 2/3 either. So the impact will be on the front end, what we pay in future years as opposed to any benefits that are received from employees who retire.
Anybody else on B? Mr. Breeder?
Vern, you said that the state is not contributing their portion as well, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so since they can't pass a budget, I think we should just follow their lead and not pay since they're not paying too.
Right. And like Vern said, it's a defined plan, so it doesn't affect the individuals. It's all just the bureaucratic bean counters. Anybody else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item C, consideration to approve account 132 for the class of 2032. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item C? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item D, consideration to approve participation in the 25-26 Brookville Area School District Swim Team with Brookville, North Clarion, Clarion, and Clarion-Limestone. Let's see, $500 per student, which is the same as last year. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion second. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item D?
How many students are we looking at?
Two, I believe, is the number this year. Oh, three.
Three, okay. The same, I think it's the same amount. We had one graduate and one moved in.
Same number of students as last year is what the conversation was. Anybody else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item E. Mr. Quinn, can you give me a pronunciation real quick so I don't butcher that too bad?
Chittister.
Chittister. Okay, I'm going to try. Consideration to approve Jody Chittister as a special education audit consultant at a cost of $350 per day, not to exceed 8 days, with funds from the superintendent contingency fund. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item E? And we can ask Mr. Quinn, but if you recall, he explained this in the beginning in his report. But again, we can talk about it again if people would like to. Anybody? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item F, consideration to approve the procurement of natural gas for 31 months from October 2025 through June 2028 at $3.812 per decatherm from, I believe is it UGIES? Is that, okay. UGI is how I've heard it before. Gary was thinking, well, I was like, it's bad for one of us. I'm not sure who. As presented, anyway. Do I have a motion to approve item F? And this is what Angela talked about in her update.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion in 2 seconds. Thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item F?
What was the former price before this one?
I'm sorry I don't have that on me right at this moment, but I could get that for you later.
You said this was the lowest price of the...
It was the lowest quote that we received, yes. The other ones were 4.62 and 3.954.
Is that the price we paid last year?
No, but I can get that price for you later. I just don't have that on my fingertips right
Okay.
now.
Well, if you get that for me, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anybody else on F? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item G, consideration to approve the MOA with Penn West University Clarion for the CL reunification plan effective upon the date of signing to extend for 5 years as presented. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on this? Mr. Weiler, just quickly, is that something that we've heard about from you or already? Or we already approved it?
No, we haven't approved. This hasn't been approved in years, actually.
The plan itself or the MOU part?
Both. I think that'd be fair to say.
Okay.
So Rob and I have been working on this. He did the bulk of the work. I visited with him, Clarion. What this looks at is if we have an event that happens here that makes us move our students. We used to be able to go to the church right here, but the church was taken by the state police, or that might be the county actually and the state police. So we needed to fall back on where we had been before. Previously, years ago, it had been here. We went and visited the site. it's very conducive to moving our kids and having an area. So that's why we're doing this. The emergency plan, this plan was updated, as we move through this. I can't remember what year we did do that. I feel like I did do that since I was here, but, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, and that gives us the background. Anybody else, comments, questions, or discussion on G, or questions for Mr. Weibel? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Item H, consideration to approve the second and final reading of the following policy as presented, 805.2, school security personnel. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, thank you. Comments, questions, or discussion from board members on item H? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion passed. Okay, that's the end of our printed agenda. We can't spend any more money, hire or fire. But is there anything else anybody wants to talk about at a public meeting without violating sunshine?
I just want to make a comment, and I want to thank this board and our administration, because looking, with all this money situation, with the state and our budget, how this board over the last 7-8 years have put together a budget that is very stable and healthy, and we have done so much in this district to improve our schools with the new gym floor in the high school, the greenhouse, the VOAG programs. Our administration has offered all these new class offerings. When I looked over this past week or two, all the stuff we have done with only raising taxes one time, 1 mil in these 8 years.
I think it was only $500,000, wasn't it?
Well, maybe $1.5 million then.
I don't know.
Maybe that's when I first came on, but I'm just saying, we've done a great job as a team and provided some good things for our students. We've hired some wonderful new staff, and I hope we can continue to do this and down the road. So I just real proud to be on here with you folks, and let's keep up the good work.
Okay. I guess what's that?
Let's get the state to do their job.
Yeah. Well, those politicians are getting paid. We don't get paid.
I know.
Remember? I forgot to announce too, I guess I should say, there's an executive session on here. There has not been an executive session, and we're not planning to have one tonight. So there's no executive session. Anybody else want to say anything?
Motion for adjournment.
There's a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passed, meeting adjourned.